What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back with another of the Chris Watts videos. Now, the big motive for this case obviously was Nicole. Obviously, Chris Watts wanted to be with Nicole. There is discrepancies up in the air that believe that some people think that it wasn't Nicole, which could be because a big majority of it is Nicholkessinger. But then there is also things to believe that Anadarko was involved. Nicole's father was involved. And when I say involved, bigger picture, Illuminati. I'm not going to say anything bad about anything because I don't know. It's all alleged, my opinions, not facts, like we always say. There's a bigger picture to this case. And that's why it's still so hugely looked at, is because there is something bigger that we just can't find. And there might be something that we can see in this video right now. More of a detailed motivation, which we do also believe that it could be part that Shanann was not with an agreement with Cindy and Ronnie, which she had every right. She was upset about what had happened between Cindy, Ronnie, and the whole Nutgate thing and so forth like that. And it apparently pissed Chris off. But again, I digress. We're still finding out the answers. But that's why this case will not die, is because of the complete answers that have not, or the complete questions that have not been answered. Plus, nobody's looking at Nicholkessinger. They literally are like, yeah, we're good. We got our main guy. That's not done yet. So with that being said, make sure you guys are going to be subscribing by hitting that white bar icon at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you so very much for that continued love and support that you guys show on this channel every single day. I can't thank you guys enough, and keep doing what you guys are doing. And we'll continue on our way to 100K. Now we are going to be watching Sage's channel. Again, I'm not stating that you need to believe in what she is showing, but I'm telling you, she knew a lot, like 99% of everything that's been going on with me before I even told anybody. And no, she did not do it to me, okay? This has been going on for quite a while, and since October of when I actually started taking on this case. So I haven't even been doing this for a full year yet when it comes to looking at this case and everything that I've been trying to put together when it comes to other people's videos as a combined, to see if we can find the answers together. But we're going to be watching the pure evil stains that are so deep that they've tainted this case for us to see, but people are looking at it with blinders on. Because they either don't want to look at it, they see it, but they don't want to acknowledge it. And that's why it continuously is a mystery in this case. So without further ado, make sure you guys go over to Sage, give her some love, subscribe, comment, like, and share. And with that being said, let's get a video.
Hello, everybody. Sage here. I wanted to do a video, a reading on Chris Watts. And, I just kind of keep thinking to myself, it's like, what we all know, on the face value of it, why, superficially why he did what he did regarding, the horrible.
Plus, I do believe that he thought he was going to get away with it and was going to use that insurance money to pay everything off and to become debt-free, is what I think a little bit, because Shanannwatts kept her office mint. Like, she would keep that place pretty clean. Now, looking through it, when we see body cam footage, it is a disaster. Like, somebody was looking for something. And you can't tell me that somebody was looking through bills, dressers, and filing cabinets to find all that information to start using it as a possibility of claiming life insurance policies.
All things that he had done. But I just kind of wanted to delve into it a little bit more. and I have done, I've touched on him a little bit, on a reading before, but I just kind of, I want to refresh the reading. I want to see what comes up. So I did shuffle before I started this video. I'll do a couple more shuffles. I want to remind everybody about the contest, the free reading contest. Go into the free reading video. You'll find it in my list, and choose a number between 1 and 500 that someone else has not already chosen. And you have to be a subscriber. You can't just, this is only for subscribers. So anyway, let's get to this.
Let's get to it.
Of course, I have to say, all alleged, my opinion, not facts.
So I recently watched tarot card reading, or the tarot movie, which it was definitely not something I want to ever deal with. But she does her cards a bit different. She doesn't do them upside down. She puts them all out, and then from left to right, backwards, forwards, up and down, diagonally. They tell a story for her. And like the stories are like on point. And I am not like being paid to say this. I'm saying it because I've watched her do this and witness, and it's been phenomenally eye-opening. But again, I'm on the fence. I'm in between.
I'm using the Bluebird Lenormand deck.
I can't say I believe, and I can't say I disbelieve. I'm in between, in the middle. So we got letter, we got the key. I think her microphone is too close to her. It seems like it's kind of echoey, so hopefully she can figure that out. Because I liked her microphone before. But again, I have problems with my microphone. So the snake's bad. The tower means kind of jail, so forth. We got the coffin underneath the boat. We got the guy over by the sunlight. Kitty corner to the birds. The anchor. Where's the woman? I don't see the woman. The dog is above the guy. Oh, there's the woman. Next to the horse rider. And the scythe is last.
Oh, okay. Okay, I want to show that this is just a affirmation that this is a reading about Chris Watts. So I want to point out something. So you probably can't see it, but there's a child here.
Yep.
Child.
Underneath the anchor.
Next to the mice. And the scythe. So, and behind the children is the fox, a deceiver. So this is the children deceived and ended quickly. So above this, we also have in the mix here in this one line is the coffin, which is an affirmation. Next to the coffin is the tree, which is stating that, it's a person that's crossed over. I'm trying not to get, YouTube mad at me here. So anyway.
Yeah, watch what you say sometimes.
And then we're going to find the gentleman card, which is here. And he's looking at the sun. He was burned by the sun. Across from him is the book, which is hidden information he's holding on to.
which we all do believe.
And underneath him are dreams that
He literally said that there's things that he will take to his grave.
are shattered dreams. And this is definitely Chris Watts. I also want to point out, so here's the lady, which I feel like this is NK. The lady is here, and above the lady is the bear, which is, in this case, someone that has, like, can exert power over others. Above the bear is the tower, which in this case could be like the prison, and the house. So house in a prison, in relation to a woman that has power, that can exert power over others. It's a gift, that it's something that she's very much honed over the
Which
years.
people think that she does witchcraft.
So this is definitely a CW reading. So also I want to point out the ring, which is commitment, clouds, which is doubt. The next card over is the birch rod, which is despair and beating oneself up, and that has a lot to do with the marriage between Chris Watts and Shanann, and him really wishing he could go back in time and redo what happened.
Oh, I bet he does. Everybody has free will.
Yeah, beating himself up over his past commitment. So anyway, let's move on here. So the previous readings that I've done, I kind of touched on, his mother, his interactions. And I don't like to do readings on the parents, but I just touched on it a little bit, his mom and all that, and his relationship and whatnot. But there's definitely something in common with the women in his life, and they are, well, Chris's mom is someone that likes to take control. I'll put it that way, right? And Shanann, she was very much an alpha female. She liked things done a certain way, and smart and motivated, and so far these two women have told him what to do. I mean, he's kind of like an empty robot. He needed always someone to tell him what to do.
Kind of a good
and then
analogy.
Of course there's Nicole, who also told him what to do.
She just did it
I kind of want to get back to something here. Like as he's growing up, there's like this void that it's like he's always known he's different. There's like this emptiness inside of him, right?
And he's very a loner.
He doesn't really know how to blend in with people. There's it's just it was very difficult. He didn't know how to react to things.
He's probably
the guy just was socially awkward. And he didn't have very many friends. And by doing what he's told, it was kind of a safe haven for him, because he knows as what he's being told to do is something that's okay to do, right?
Chris always does what he's told. So what if he was told to murder his family?
I don't know if that makes sense or not, but and if he were to not have someone telling him what to do, his social awkwardness would end up being like, it would spotlight that, and it would show his ineptness at that. And he's very prideful. You know, he loved the rumor that he had a photographic memory, and maybe that's true in some instances. But the guy wasn't very smart. He really wasn't very smart. He was more of a
average dude.
Like a robot. He just did what he was told. He It all depended on how it made him inside feel and look to others, right? It had no empathy towards others whatsoever.
You never saw any emotions come out of
But
that
he
man.
knew that other people, he had seen other people
Only when his mom talked about him, though.
having empathy. And he's like, why don't I have that? He always knew he was different, guys. He always knew.
He wanted to Google
No
how to
inner
love.
voice. Some people don't have an inner voice, but his inner voice had more to do with
darkness.
There was always a certain darkness in him. There was always a certain darkness in him. Yeah. Ugh. Couldn't relate to others. There was he definitely couldn't relate to others. He really doesn't know what love is, you guys. Love to him is how the other person makes him feel, right? And if it makes him feel good, that's love to him. He doesn't know what love is, you guys. He has no idea. Yeah, he was definitely very awkward growing up. So
Which Cindy said.
He relied a lot on his family to help, teach him.
I mean, heck, Shanann had to sit there and tell him how to get a rental car and when to fly and when to like, you can't figure that out yourself, my dude?
How to blend in. And that was like his safe spot there at his family's house, as he was growing up. And that's why he didn't really go out and do a whole lot of things with make friends and go to parties or any of that. Is because that was his safe place. He knew that he knew how to act with this family. It was a comfortable space for him.
Baby.
So any emotion, the only emotions that he's felt was only for like in direct relation to himself. And we've established zero empathy. Tried to mask it. He did try to mimic it, but you guys, you gotta like
so pure evil.
Look at some of his videos and pictures.
He's awkward.
And
very awkward.
Something that's always struck me as odd with him is that his smile never really reached his eyes. He could mimic it sometimes, but it never really reached his eyes. His eyes are really scary to me. They're very scary. Definitely, I think NK saw him coming a mile away, saw that he was
researched him.
Someone in her eyes was perfect for her.
Besides the kids and the wife.
Easy manipulation. He did what he was told. When they were working together, they've established that type of a relationship. She'd tell him, I can kind of see this banter back and forth of her telling him stuff, relaying information to him. And she could tell that he was an easy target for her,
And she liked the hunt.
And even before that,
she was hooked.
They've definitely, you guys, they have definitely were together way before they said that they were, in my opinion.
I think the same thing.
Oh yeah. So, NK, up to a certain point, she had, she had other marionettes
Oh
that
yeah,
she was playing with,
she's been
right?
with married men before.
There was some guy that she was with that she was going back and forth, and
Jim.
do I want to stay with him? Do I not want to stay with him? She was also messing around. She can't stay. She cannot stay.
There's still rumors that she was with somebody higher up at Anadarko, and now there's people that are finding out that apparently Nicole Kessinger's father is good friends with D.A. Rorick. I don't know how much of that is true, but you guys are finding out some weird stuff that's going on. It's getting creepier.
Faithful. So there was always the grass was always greener on the other side for her. So it really wasn't. I mean, they interacted and
Bug stuff.
stuff before Anadarko. And then it was when during Anadarko, they messed around and stuff. And then Anadarko was where things really started. She's starting to say to herself, "Wow, this guy, easy target, has a good job, wanted what Shanann wanted." I mean, we've established that
She was
before in a
addicted to
different
Shanann
reading,
too. She
so this
wanted
is just a
everything.
reiteration. So, it's kind of also his emotions, which are in direct relation to just him, right? Um, I had it. Okay, it reminds me. I'm, I gotta say this. So I had someone tell me at one point, and it kind of gave me chills. And it didn't have anything to do with CW, but we're having this deep discussion about um, heaven and hell and whatever else. And so this person had told me something to the effect of, the seven deadly sins. And they were saying to me, um,
Lust is one of
the
them.
seven deadly sins, the more sins that are directed toward a certain goal, the more evil it is.
Okay.
Right?
The more you do.
And I was thinking about it. And I got to tell you guys, so, what are the seven deadly sins, right? Lust,
Greed.
gluttony,
Gluttony.
greed, sloth, lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So, okay, this makes sense, right?
Okay, so just like she said, so we have lust, gluttony, pride, sloth, wrath, greed, and envy. So lust, restrained sexual craving, they had a lot of that, unfortunately. Gluttony, to overindulge, especially by overeating. Not really on that one. Inflated sense of one's accomplishment. I mean, they had quite a bit of that. Sloth, lazy, lack of effort. Lack of effort in Chris Watts' marriage towards Shanann. Uncontrollable feelings of hatred and anger. Wrath, he had a lot of that. Greed, the excessive desire for material things. Both of them had that. Nicole Kessinger and Chris Watts. Envy, jealous towards another's happiness. That is Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger. So they have 5 out of the 7. So of course they're gonna have a whole bunch of problems.
So, lust. Okay. I mean, that's easy. That's an easy one to fulfill. That's one deadly sin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gluttony, I'm sure we can find some correlation somewhere. You guys can probably help me with that. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but all my subscribers are so flippin' smart. You guys can probably find something
Let me know what you guys think gluttony would be when it comes to Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger.
in there. Greed. Greed was definitely one of his motivations because it was about money. selling the house, having all the money to himself, not having to pay alimony or child support, right? That's greed. Sloth, okay, if it were not for Shanann, this guy would be nothing. He
She's
was
not
lazy.
wrong. Like, everything that they had was because of Shanann. Yeah, okay, he went to a 9 to 5, 9 to 7 job or whatever, or 6 to whatever time he worked. But Shanann brought in the dough. Like, she made more than he did. And they say when he comes home, he cleaned here and there, but you didn't really see him do much of anything. But Shanann was the go-getter, the driven, the outstanding, go above and beyond. You didn't see that with Chris.
He had no motivation to do anything. Nothing. The guy was lazy. So there's one. Being lazy and Shanann made him motivated, made him have goals with her. So this was another reason why he could get out from underneath that, right?
Yep.
So sloth, that was sloth.
Yep. I'm waiting for her to say
wrath. Oh, he was inside after he, in his mind, had replaced Shanann with NK. His anger grew. And I got to tell you guys, there's also indications that throughout their marriage, there was some darkness within him that allowed him to see things that he wanted to do, right?
Well, he's been playing this for a while.
Okay. I mean, there was some influences from NK. We've already discussed that in whatnot, that it was an easy target because of he's already swimming in some darkness, right? Envy, that's another 7 deadly sin.
Jealous towards another's happiness.
You guys, he did not want Shanann to be happy. He knew.
Which is, in a relationship and a marriage, you want your significant other to be happy. He didn't want that.
That she loved those girls, and and this brings up the next one.
He was jealous of her.
Envy. He was jealous. He was so jealous of how Shanann could love so freely and easily the girls. Right? He was envious. He was envious of that. He was envious of the girls. He did not want Shanann to continue that relationship, you guys. So if he would have just gone up and did what he should have done, is divorce her and whatnot, she would have continued that relationship with the girls, and he knew that he couldn't continue that relationship. He did not.
But it makes no sense. Oh, I'm jealous of it, so I'm gonna take everything away from you. I mean, he was literally punishing Shanann for nothing.
Want Shanann to have that, because he knew that he sucked at it, you guys. He followed Shanann's lead with everything with the girls, because he just didn't have it in him. He didn't have it in him. So there's that one. And pride, right? So with pride, let's see here. Pride was wanting to keep the same social status, money-wise. He knew, that goes along with greed too, I know, but to me it kind of makes sense, because if the wife up and left him, like he wanted people to think, right? He wanted people to think that she just up and left with the kids and he had nothing to do with it. He had nothing to say about it.
He could accomplish himself.
It's not his fault that he can't be with his girls because Shanann took the kids away, right? That had a lot to do with how he didn't want people to view him as a failure as a father. So that's pride. Oh my God. So, you guys, so out of all 7 of the 7 deadly sins, this guy committed, what did I say, lust?
1, 2,
greed,
4,
sloth, wrath,
6.
envy, and pride. 6.
So 6 of the 7.
So gluttony. I'm sure that,
unless
like,
you guys could tell me in the comments what you guys think part of the gluttony would be of Chris being with gluttony, which is again to overindulge, especially by overeating. But could he have overindulged with NK? Because there was too much of it. I have no idea.
like I said, one of my brilliant subscribers could come up with another, but I mean, if you think about it,
yeah, you guys
all of the seven deadly, out of all of the 7 deadly sins,
6 of them
he committed as a motivation for himself 6 of them. There were 6 of the 7 deadly sins. Ugh, yuck. And you cannot tell me that, this didn't allow for dark evil to make this stain, stain of the horribleness of what he did, and in my opinion, what NK did, and possibly others, So, like, the atrocities, I really don't believe that this is ever, ever, ever going to go away. This will never go away. I'm going to show you why.
We're not going to let it go away.
So there is CW. There's a mountain, which is huge, huge. A large amount, a long time. The coffin, which is the unaliving, right?
Huge unaliving.
Well, this will never go away. And in fact, above the mountain is the stars. So this is actually an indication that even this is something that people will remember
for years,
for a long time, long time. The atrocities that had happened, and I got to tell you too, I do believe, like, in the breakthroughs in criminal forensics and whatnot, I do believe that there's probably going to be something that'll come up that will definitely ensure, a clarification. Because, you guys, with this type of a dark, evil stain, at this point in time, there are so many theories and so many opinions.
There is.
That no matter what, like, even if he were to admit and tell the story of exactly what happened,
we might not believe him.
And just told everybody everything, there would still be people out there that wouldn't believe it. Well, he has proven himself a liar, so I don't blame him, but it would never be enough. It will never be good enough. Ever, 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 ever.
You know what would be enough? I guarantee it. They investigated Nicholkessinger properly. If she was found innocent or guilty, because she's innocent until proven guilty, but we haven't even given that chance. That's the big one right there. The other one is if something higher was involved in this, as in government, company, evil, demonic doing. Those are like the biggest things that keep this case such alive.
And this will never go away. Definitely, such a black, dark, evil stain. It's horrible.
Something's got to be said, and it just takes,
and it's also
5 minutes.
This is a ripple that extends, not just, the families involved, you guys, but the ripple extends, to the house that things happened in, the chriswatts and Shanann's house,
which the house is still for
Survey
sale.
319, where he had taken them,
which is demolished.
And every person that's ever heard of this case. It affects everybody. And this is why. It's because it is it's like a void, a black void. It's so evil and awful.
I can tell you this case has made me love my family even more.
That there are not too many people that will ever understand it. And the ones that do understand it are the ones that have a black void in themselves.
I can't understand
and that's kind of scary, I know, but that's the truth.
Because he thought he was going to get away with it.
And that's the reason why, for everybody trying to wrap their mind around it, is because it is so purely evil. And I gotta tell you, I feel like we're all, even without going to church and whatnot, I feel like it's all innate in us to kind of follow some moral codes, right? And I believe in the 7 deadly sins. I really, really do. I believe in that. You don't have to, but I do. And he committed this act because of, well, probably all 7, but right now, to me, like 6 of the 7 deadly sins. Because that is so bad. That is so bad. So, in my opinion, I think Chris Watts and Nicholkessinger are doomed. If you really want to know, I think they're doomed. Because, like, according to...
And if they're not judged in this life, they will be judged in the next. And when I say judged, they're going to be going before our higher power. And for me, that's God. I don't know who it is for you guys, but everybody will be eventually judged for what they have done on earth. And I feel that they're going to be definitely judged.
Belief, the 7 deadly sins tend to be those which lead to an afterlife in hell. Now, I gotta tell you, do you spend eternity in hell? Someone tell me that. If there is a hell,
I was told
and
yes.
someone goes there, do you spend an eternity in hell? I have different opinions on hell and whatnot, and I'm not going to bore you with those details now, but I do think that there's karma. And
karma's going to make its pay.
I would not want to be those 2 people in the next life. You guys.
Or now.
So, it's kind of like in his next life,
you're super hated.
I hope he comes back as a slug and someone pours salt on him. And NK, hope she comes back as an amoebic vaginitis.
Okay.
So, and I don't know, I just feel
you feel it in your gut. Something is going to happen.
Regardless
I can't say when.
The facts coming out, like I said before.
It's little pieces here and there, but
it will never be good enough, you guys. The answers will never be good enough.
So definitely Sage did open up quite a bit of different directional ideas. It is bigger than what I feel that we originally think. Something else is involved. Is it Anadarko? Is it D.A. Rorick? I mean, made his case look good for his election year. There's a lot of things that are up in the air about why Chris did what he did as the motivation for money, for I wouldn't say fame because he didn't really like the life or the line or the social media light, but he lusted over Nicole. What is your guys' thoughts? Comment them down below, obviously. Keep them positive in the ways of not bullying each other, because that is not allowed here. like the video for the obvious reasons that hopefully one day the justice will be 100% filled. We have a cup right now of that justice. We're here. We're like halfway there. But this little part right here is empty. And we want to fill that to the brim of justice. And we're not quite there. That's my opinion. It's not facts. Hopefully you guys have the similarities. If not, definitely debate it down below. There's reasons for everybody's opinions. We can debate positively. We don't have to yell at each other and scream and hate each other. That is what a debate is. Don't forget to subscribe on both channels. We'll see you guys in the next video. Please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys in the next video.